Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, I am so in awe and excited to be making this video for you. I unveiled this over on Instagram, so if you don't follow me, it's linked down below. That's where I do all of my major, like, holy crap, what's happening in my lives on Instagram. But I unveiled on there that I received my third ever PR package, and it is from Laura Lee Los Angeles. So this is super significant for several reasons, and I touched on a lot of it on Instagram, so if you've watched that and you're watching this and you hear a couple of the same things, I apologize. But I do want to kind of throw out there a little bit as to why I think this is so special, and then we are just going to dive right into the product, obviously. But for those of you that don't know, Laura Lee is actually a really good friend of mine. I think that she's one of the most amazing, sweet women I've ever met, and regardless of what people feel about her on the internet and things of that nature, I have gotten to know her as a woman and as who she is in this industry, and I think that she is so sweet and so amazing, and she has been so open and honest and welcoming to me in her life. And I think it's amazing to see that woman, and it's always like our friendship is separate from makeup and it's separate from beauty. We are friends, and it doesn't have anything to do with this side of things. So when I received this in the mail, honestly, I didn't expect it. And I don't say that for any other reason other than I'm a small influencer and I'm her friend, yes, but that doesn't mean that on a business side it's necessarily advantageous for her to send it to a small influencer. And so I was really shocked, and I think that it says a lot about the person and the brand that she would send this to someone who has under 10,000 subscribers. I don't have a huge following on Instagram, and yet she still sees value in my eye and how I review things and what I do and my honesty, and she sees value in all of these things. If you're sitting here and you're like, Paige, why are you telling all of this? It's twofold. Number one, I want you to know that I am friends with the person that created this, because I think that's important. To a lot of you it might matter, to some of you it might not. Do I think that it would change my opinion of a product? No. But the reality is you guys deserve to know if I'm friends with the person that created what I'm working on. You know what I mean? Like, you deserve to know that. So that's number one. Number two, I think it's important to touch on the fact that a smaller brand sent a small influencer PR, because smaller indie brands, they're not backed by multi-million-dollar CEOs. They're not backed by investors. So they don't have the money flow and the resource to send out hundreds upon hundreds of PR packages. This is something where there's a budgeted amount of money for PR, for influencers, for things of the like. And so to know that a portion of that went to me because my opinion is valued, even though my social reach isn't as high as somebody else, that's huge, and it really does mean a lot. So I wanted to put that out there because you guys deserve to know how important that is, and a lot of you are also smaller influencers, smaller channels like myself, and I just think it's important to really shine a light on people and brands that put more emphasis and love and care into the selection process. It isn't always just about numbers. I think that just for that alone, a smaller indie brand like her deserves a shout out for sending it to me. So obviously you guys can have your own opinion on that if it's super significant. I can tell you, as the small influencer that gets ignored and turned down by every single large brand, or almost every large brand out there, it's huge and it is significant and it does mean a lot. Okay guys, enough talking. It's time to dive in to the actual video and unveil to you the actual shades inside this palette. Oh my good word. So these are the 20 single shadows that she created. These retail for $6 a piece. This magnetic palette right here, which I also love, is $12. And I have to tell you guys, I'm actually a big fan of single shadows. I don't talk about them a ton on my channel because in the grand scheme of what I do, I make so many reviews. It's not easy to afford a mass amount of single shadows. And the one time that it was Colourpop, and by the time they got here, the review was insignificant. So I've never really talked about them, but I do have several. I play around with them a lot. I have Dose of Colors, Urban Decay. I think I have a couple from NARS, a Colourpop, Makeup Geek. I don't know if I said Colourpop twice, and now hers. So I do have several. I have a lot of familiarity with the formulas and how they work and things of that nature. And the first thing I actually want to talk about with this are the price points, because I think they are so righteous. Each one of these individual little pans right here are magnetic. On the back they come with the name, and these come complete as well with 0.05 ounces of product, which you guys know is my standard fabulous size pan, so I'm super excited about that. And if you purchase them separately, each one of those comes in these little unicartons right here, and I really love these. I love the aesthetic of everything, how it has like that rose gold kind of foiled effect to it. I feel like there's a lot of detail and matching that's going on here that I really like, and I like that no matter what you buy, even if you can only afford a couple shadows, you are still getting a really cute presentation. It's not just thrown away because it doesn't matter. It does matter if you're spending money on it, and I like the attention to detail on the packaging. Now as far as price goes, I think that these are a super fair price, because the ones from Colourpop are $4, ones from Makeup Geek are $6, which is the same price as these, and all the other other single shadows that I found on like the Ulta website and just kind of perusing what are really good single shadows are way more expensive. The ones from ABH or Anastasia Beverly Hills, those are $12. The ones from MAC are $17. Ulta's are $8.50. Ulta brand beauties are $8.50. These are $6. I'm just shook by that. I don't know why. Like, as I was going through the prices, I'm just like, are you kidding me? The ones from NYX are $4.50, so they are a little bit cheaper. The ones from Dose of Colors, the Block Party Single Shadows, are $20. The ones from Lancome are $22. The ones from Clinique are $17.50. That's pretty much it as I'm just scrolling through the Ulta website. So again, as far as price point, I think that these are super, super righteous, especially if you consider that this is not a large brand. This is a small independent brand, and even Makeup Geek, who falls at the same $6 price point, is carried at Target. So something to consider there. Like, even distribution wise, they have a far larger reach, and their prices compared to hers, like for hers to compete with that, I think is just amazing. Okay, so all that droning on just to say, I think the pricing of this entire collection is very, very well done. $6 again for each of these individually, $12 for the palette, and I believe it was $119 if you bought the bundle, which is sold out on her website right now, but I think she is working on a restock. Okay, you guys, it is finally time. Let's go ahead and dive into some swatches. Dear God, I talk a lot. Okay, let's do swatches. So as you are currently looking at these from top to bottom, we have the shades Tan Tan, Silver Clouds, Summertime, Glam Gal, Crystal Sea, Gimmick, Grape Juice, Meow, Neutral Nelly, Night Sky, Copper Hopper, Rally, Decay, Shook, Drunk Flamingo, Bride, Cobalt Cat, Sweet Pea, Subscribe, and Silly Billy. All right, I got you guys good and zoomed in, and the first thing I'm going to do here is take my Porcelain Beige Shape Tape and prime these eyes, honey, because we got to get it going. Yes. I'm going to start off here with my BH number 6. This is from the Rose Quartz collection, which of course I will link down below. And I'm going to first dive in to the shade Subscribe, and I'm going to start working that into the crease. I'm going to start on the outer V and pack it in because it is a deeper shade. But I'm just taking this and stamping it into the outer V and kind of packing it in, because I'll go in and I'll diffuse it here in a minute. But I haven't decided yet as to what shape I really want to do. But this shade, like, look at how... I can't. This is a, oh my God, this shade's beautiful. Okay. Oh my God, no wonder I feel so weird. I don't have a headband on. I'm like, why is my hair in my face? Maybe because you're just letting it dingle dangle, ma'am. Fix your life. Get it together. Because this looks like I have anything together. This looks like I got electrocuted. I really love the undertone of this. I feel like it's a nice, like, auburn kind of shade. It's really unique. It's warm, but not in just like a traditional warm way. It has like this nice burnt auburn. That's really all I can think of. Just gonna go in with a fluffy Wet n Wild brush now and blend it out. Even though it's pretty much completely blended, I just want to soften that edge a little bit. I just want you guys to know, I went in and did that entire look right there so far, and there was not one iota of kick up in this pan right here. Not even a freckle of kick up. This is the most velvety, like, soft emollient formula. No kick up, no fallout. Literally stunning. I just had to point that out. Okay, so next up I'm going to grab a tiny little BH V20 brush, and I am going to dip into the shade Shook and blend that out just a little bit going into my brow bone, just for a little bit more diffusing and to soften up the outer edges of that really pretty deep matte shade. I think I want to go cut crease. I think that's where we're at, because I want to play around with these other shades, and I think that they would look beautiful as a cut crease. Oh, but they'd also look really pretty as not a cut crease. The decisions I have to make. You know what? I've been doing a lot of cut creases lately. I'm gonna not go cut crease. I'm gonna chance it. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of my NYX Glitter Glue. You guys know I use this in literally every single eye look I do. It just helps everything stick and adhere really nicely to my lids. I have super inhospitable lids. It has nothing to do with the shadows. My lids just don't like to retain anything. So I always go in with a little bit of glitter glue, and I'm gonna pack this all over the lid very lightly in patting motions. And then also on my finger, I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade, the shade Grape Juice, and I'm going to just pack this onto the lid. Ooh, yes, honey. You are so pretty. And I'm just going to lightly run that up into the crease with my finger and kind of blend it with my finger. Dang, that's pretty. Can I just say real quick how much I love the fade of those two shades together? Do they not look like they were meant to be together? They look like they were meant to be married. Yep. Kind of like me and Hugh Laurie. I mean, so what that he's probably got somebody and that he's like twice my age. It really doesn't matter. He's 100% my man. I'm sorry. Now, right in the center of that, I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Silver Clouds, which is this really pretty shade right here. And I want to pop that just in the center. You know, the more that I look at this, the more that I want to take this really pretty silvery shade and I want to take it higher. I really just want it to be all over my lid, but I want to take it higher into the crease because it looks really, really pretty. Ooh, and I love that too. I kind of veiled most of the lid with that silver shade and then went over it a little bit with the purple so they blended together. Ooh, pretty. Lately, my eye looks have been so tie-dye. Like, I wish I knew what I was going through in my mind, but every time I do my eyes, I'm like, it looks like I hit my eyes with a tie-dye bottle. And I'm not upset about it. I love it. I just don't know where it's coming from. I'm gonna go ahead now and clean up the outside edges as well, just so I can see it a little bit better. Oh, that's pretty. There's something about cleaning up that outside edge that just takes it from Raggedy Ann to like professional. Like, is this not full on, I love tie-dye, I watch MTV, mid-90s, I shaved half my head, put it up in a ponytail kind of vibe? Oh, I love it. Also, I just aged the shit out of myself. Wow. All right, so I went ahead and I did pull that up really, really lightly, that middle silver shade up just a little higher because I have hooded eyes. That way when I look around, you can get just a little bit of a better peek of that shade. I really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw on the rest of my face, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some more about these. So hang tight and I will be right back. Okay, you know what guys, pause, I lied. I wanna take the shade Neutral Nelly on this little Wet n Wild brush. I'm not sure which one it is because it's not labeled, but I wanna take it on this little fat stubby little pencil brush, and I wanna take a little tiny bit and pack it on to the outer and the inner eye just to deepen it up a little bit. I don't wanna make it too deep, but I just wanna add a little bit more dimension. And I really love this shade. I just swatched it, and I think paired with that purple, it'll look really, really nice. Oh, yep. Literally, that was exactly what it was missing. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Love life again. This is perfect. And I'm just taking a little bit of this and hitting the inner portion of the eye and then lightly pulling it up into the crease. But I'm not going to pack it into the crease because I still want that really nice shimmery purple to exist there. Like, look at just the little bit of added dimension versus the other side. Oh, yep. That was what I needed. Neutral Nelly. Oh, God. So perfect. So I'm just running the shade up here, the Shook shade. Shook shade. And I don't know why. That just made me giggle. But I'm just running that up and diffusing a little bit here onto that Neutral Nelly shade and just making sure everything stays nice and blended up in the brow bone. Y'all know, if you're new here, by the way, I have to have a blended, like, gradient brow bone. Otherwise, I can't function. Like this right here, see how nice and faded that is? It has to be like that, or I just, all day long, I'll be like with my finger trying to fix it. So best to just fix it now and take the time, blend it out, be happy. That looks literally so beautiful. And it took no time, and these shades are gorgeous. Time for the rest of my face. Okay, you guys, I went ahead, I finished up the rest of my face, and I definitely have some final thoughts. The first thing I do want to say, though, before I finish diving into this palette, the look, all that good stuff, the light right now is coming in and out. I don't know what's going on with the sun. I don't know if we still have a sun in the atmosphere. I'm not sure what's going on out there, but my lighting is coming in and out, kind of odd. So if I start to cast a little bit dark in the face or something like that, I just want you guys to know, I am sorry. I see it. It's happening on my side as well. And after 20 minutes, there's nothing I can do about it. So just to put that out there, if it starts to look a little bit crazy, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it in between, like, the time that the sun is moving around, so it's a little difficult to predict, but we're working on it. Anyways, back to these shadows. Guys, I'm so impressed with the entire way that this blended and buffed out overall. Now, on the lower lash line, I originally would have had footage of it. However, apparently my camera also was not recording because when the sun went away, it tripped something in my camera and it must have shut off. I'm not sure what happened, but my white balance, I had a little notification when I looked up that said white balance detect, and it went off. So I don't know what that means. All I know is that I have nothing of the lower lash line being applied, but all I did to get here was take the same two shades I put in the crease of the upper, which was the Neutral Nelly and Subscribe, those two shades, and those ones are on the outer lower V right here, and then smoked out completely underneath of that all the way through is the shade Summertime. And guys, this shade is so beautiful. I feel like in the pan it looks a little bit pumpkin-y, but when you apply it, it has such a nice bright bright pop, and it is a matte shade. So the way that it pops off isn't in like a glittery, glistening kind of way. It's in just like a really beautiful, intense like pop. But again, not in like a pop like, oh, I'm going to the carnival. Pop as in like I'm a neutral, but I'm like a proud neutral. You know what I mean? Like it's very impactful, very bright. I really love this shade and the way that it pairs with the other purple shade that I have on the lid. I'm like probably one of my favorite shades out of the palette right here. I love this color so much. Now real quick, if you are curious, I will run through a brief product description of what else is on my face, and it will of course also be listed down below. I am wearing the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in the shade Classic Ivory, which I just realized the lid was not on, so good save there. I am using the Smashbox Primer Oil as well as the Tatcha Silk Canvas as a base. I am using the blush from Colourpop right here in the shade Yes She Did, which is a really beautiful deep shade, and I wanted that to kind of pair with the eye look, so went in with that and they went together beautifully. The Thrive Causemetics Ray Bronzer all over the perimeters of the face. For highlight, I'm using the shade Cookie out of the Benefit Bronze Collector or Bronze Cheekleader palette. To set everything down, Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, and I'm also continuing to test out the Anastasia Dewy Set Spray from ABH when they launched their Riviera palette, so still working with that. For the brows, I have the Urban Decay Double Down Brow Powder in Neutral Nana. For mascara, I have the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I lined everything with the Maybelline Master Drama or black eyeliner, their gel pencil. And then on the upper lash line, I actually did take a little bit of the Benefit Roller Liner and put that just along the lash line for a little bit of extra definition, and I really, really like this liner. It's really nice. I don't use a ton of felt tip liners lately. I've been more into like an open eye, but this is really good if you're into that type of a line. It's gorgeous. Okay, so now you guys want to know from me, what do I think of these shades? Do I think they're worth it? The price, all of that stuff. And guys, I would actually have to say that not only are they worth it from a quality perspective, but they are definitely worth it from a price perspective. For each of these to be $6, I think is an insanely fair price point. They are beautiful. They blend so nicely. And I specifically chose to go in at the very end there with Neutral Nana. I chose that shade on purpose because it is a deeper shade. It has more of that nice kind of burnt auburn kind of undertone to it. And I wanted to put that on the lid to see if it's patchy, if it's too dry, is it going to blend out? Because a lot of times shades with that style of an undertone or shades of that depth can be difficult to formulate, and then they don't manipulate as well. And so going in with that for me was kind of a way to continue testing this formula. And through, whether I was working with the shimmer, the regular mattes, or the deeper mattes, everything blended so beautifully. It buffed into the eye. These just go onto the lid so easy that it doesn't take time. You don't have to work with them and manipulate and blend and buff because they do all of that for you. Now, as far as shades that I think are probably my standout favorites, that's really hard because the shades in here are very, very unique. They are the kind of shades that they already took something that we know and love and made it better. What comes to mind first, if I'm being honest, is Tyra Banks on old episodes of America's Next Top Model when she's like, strike a pose, then make it pretty, or whatever that is. That's what these remind me of, because I feel like Laura went in here and chose very beautiful shades that we already know and love, but elevated them and made them more sophisticated and more beautiful. I think the best examples of that would be Glam Gal. It has a beautiful reflect to it. The shade Subscribe, which is again the one that I first started out with in the crease, is a very beautiful, unique shade in the sense that it does have a burnt undertone to it, but it leans on like the burnt burgundy. So if you really wanted to sheer this shade out onto your lid, you could work with it in a lighter capacity, but then it also builds up as well and looks so, so beautiful the more that you pack it on and work with it. And it blends so nicely with any other shade. I also really liked Silver Clouds. This was my favorite from the moment I opened the package. I had to play with it and swatch it. It's the one I have in the center of the lid. I feel like this would pair really, really nicely with a lot of looks. I feel like overall, if I were to just sit here, I'm going to go through every single shade and tell you how much I love it. So for me, I think this is definitely a collection that if you are looking to add some pieces, whether it's one or all of them, you will get a lot of use out of these, because not only do they work nicely together, like everything in here is very cohesive, but even if you only pick up a couple and they're the ones that you're like, oh, I really like that statement piece, this and that, the quality of them on their own is more than enough to stand apart. I would have no problem, not one, recommending this formula to you. I think it is beautiful. Now, obviously today, you guys know I didn't use every single shade, but from what I have swatched, everything does feel very, very consistent. There's only one shade in here that while I was swatching them, it was a little bit softer than the rest, and that was the shade Copper Hopper. And I think it's because this one has more, like you can kind of see it in pan right there. It gets a little bit chunky and very intense quickly. And I think it's because here, I just did a swatch of it and you can see it does have some little chunks that kind of kick up right there. And then when you smooth it out, obviously it's just completely opaque and beautiful. beautiful. But I think this shade is softer because this is more of a metallic-y style shade, whereas the rest of them, also beautiful, are more of just a standard shimmery type formula. That's how I would compare these if I was looking at just a regular palette. So I'm going to take this shade Drunk Flamingo right here. Still beautiful, but there's no chunk to it in the pan. But like right there, I think you can see a big difference just in the overall foil of that other shade, which I think is why it does feel a little bit looser, a little bit more chunk to it. Not that it's not beautiful and not that these other ones aren't beautiful, but it does appear to have a little bit more of a metallicized formula, which when you do that, of course, inherently, it does have a different formula, which makes it a little looser. But that is it, you guys. I want to hear from you down below. What do you think of the shades, the collection? Is it something you were looking at? I'm so genuinely curious because I never get to talk about single shades and my love affair with them, and this is finally my opportunity. Now, before you all leave the video, please don't forget you can go down to the description box, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. If you like skincare, you will definitely want to follow me on Instagram because, honey, I do skincare Saturday/Sunday where I go through, I talk about skincare, we pick a mask, we pick some products or an application or something, and we talk about skincare, and I put up 5 videos on this channel all week long. Well, girl, if you want that 6th video, go check out Instagram because, honey, on Saturday or Sunday, it is long and drawn out, and I love talking to y'all, hanging out, and just talking about new products or application in general. I think it's really, really valuable if you love makeup to also really love the cleansing and caring for your skin. So I wanted to have more of an emphasis on that, which I do put on Instagram. Again, it is linked down below. All you have to do is click the hyperlink and click follow. And also, if you have not done so, you can subscribe and turn on your post notifications here on the wonderful world of YouTube because I put up 5 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. And y'all, it is a fun, fresh lit time. We talk about new products, old products, products we love, products we hate, and sometimes we just have a really good time. We dive in and we create such a stunning eye look. And as I look in the monitor right now, it's showing me as literally 4 shades darker than I am. Like, I look like I have a tan in my monitor. So I don't know what I look like to you guys, but thank you for hanging out with me through all the issues, the troubles, the kerfuffles of life. And I really, really appreciate it. You guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh my God. Oh, stretch the leg. I just realized the camera's on and I'm too lazy to get up and shut it off. Oh, yep. Oh my God, I need to stretch. I need to do like Pilates or something. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria. And guys, today's video, what is this? You guys, the shade Shook is also called shade Page, in case you were wondering. Like, this is, look at that. It literally, oh my God, look at, you can't even see it. Like, what shadow? Where did it go? Paige is one pasty little woman, isn't she? Wow. It's so funny. What shade on her arm? Can you even see it? Nope. I'm shook at how pale I am. Let's try the skin. Okay. Scooch in to the table. All right. Oh my God, Drunk Flamingo. Girl, I want to get drunk with this flamingo. I love that. Is that not the most even pigment? Guys, I'm very busy. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to take a second because, sir, I have things going on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so friggin' happy that you got your lawnmower to start. No, take it somewhere else. Literally. It's been out there, like, I think it keeps stalling because it's still winter, so maybe you should quit trying to mow snow and get the hell away from my friggin' window. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is not time for a lawnmower yet. Like, there's literally no grass. It's all still dead and brown. Please go away. Please? I said please. Louder. That's exactly what. Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne.